It's Rob!
Tony! And I'm Jeff.
We're in gaming.
And that's you.
Hello gamers and welcome back to the Inn. I'm Warshack, of course, and today we're going to be knocking out Tempo Mage 2.0, the long-awaited deck. A lot of people have been telling me to kind of upgrade this since TGT was released, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Honestly, the deck there's not a ton of changes. They're very subtle, but it does, I think, make the deck run a little bit smoother. We'll talk about those in a bit, but for those of you who are new, we play 3 ranked games. We win all 3, and we're currently already on a win streak. We're going to get rid of the Azure Drake and the Wind Rider. Those are just 2 high drops right now. We're looking first for the 1, 2, 3 drops. So, deck list on the right, we'll go over that as the games progress. If we don't get to cover everything, we'll kind of, after the 3rd game, we'll talk about those in like the overlap time. And then also we'll talk about the changes and then some other changes you can make. It's just, this is the style of the deck that I enjoy playing. There's plenty of renditions of the Tempo Mage. You can kind of, you can use mine as like a format, like a foundation, and then from there just change out what you think is, you know, your play style of the Tempo Mage. Of course, we're going to kill off the Northshire Cleric. That's just one of those cards that you got to get rid of. For a lot of people think they can keep it alive, which is fine. But for the most part, yeah, I took out, yeah. This is for the person whispering right now. I run 2 Mirror Entities and 1 F. I cut the counter spell for those of you who have already noticed that. Turn 3 Flamewaker, pretty much the only option there. We could have Mirror Entity. That would have been kind of silly. And, a lot of people switch to running 2 Mirror Entities, or 2 effigies and only 1 counterspell. And I said CP instead of CS. My bad. A lot of people cut the Mirror Entity because they don't like relying on their own creatures, relying on your opponent's creatures. So let's say you're playing a Zoo deck and a Mirror Entity comes down, it does you nothing. But if you have an effigy down and like your 4 or 5 drop dies, that's a lot more value than copying their like Abusive Sergeant. So a lot of people have kind of changed it. I like Mirror Entities because the Zoo... Hold on, let's think about this play, and then I'll talk about why I have the effigy. Might as well just Fireball this. I know it's not that great of a use of a Fireball, but it's just one of those cards that we don't get rid of. It's going to buff a card, let's say a Taunt, and it's going to be even harder to get through. This deck only runs 1 Polymorph, so it's kind of, you gotta use it wisely, and that's exactly pretty much why I killed off that Guardian. If we would have just swung directly and not played it, or played like a Mirror Entity, it would have backfired, and we would have used... I don't know. Getting rid of it was fine. Unfortunately, we can't really do anything. I guess if we would have held Fireball, Mirror Entity, we would have got the Drake, and then we could have Fireballed the Drake, and then attacked. But then if it wouldn't, then our Flamewaker would have died because he would have attacked the cultist into it. Okay, so he's going to do 3 damage to the Azure Drake, kill off the Azure Drake, bring this guy down to 2 health. This is not that bad because now we can Unstable Portal to see if the at least 1 ping will hit it. Alright, 1 ping did hit it. We will throw down the Mana Worm. We'll throw down Copy, and let's see if another ping will hit it. A Lamau, swing for 2. We got, it's kind of funny. The Mana Worm is a card we normally play in the deck, and we Unstable Portaled into a Mana Worm. Not that worth of value, but it is kind of funny. And Mana Worm is a good card. I would have much rather got, like, I don't know, Archmage or something. Which, by the way, we'll talk about that in a second. This deck can run Archmage. That's a great idea. I've actually thrown it in here, played with Archmage quite a bit, but it's just not my play style. It's just, the card's great, don't get me wrong. Combining it with the Arcane Missiles is a ridiculous play. So, well, actually, well, fuck it. We'll talk about that right now. We're going to draw 2 because there's really no other play besides that. We could have played the Azure Drake, but it would have just died to the 7/7. He would have healed it back up. So we need to deal with that card or play some lower cards. And hopefully he'll just kill the lower cards off. We're going to copy whatever he plays anyway. Unfortunately, our Effigy is going to ping off of our 1-drop if he decides to hit that, and it's not value. So let's play... No, we have mirror image down. I looked at Effigy for some reason. That's what registered. We'll ping the card and swing for 3. We could have pinged directly, but through pinging with the card, he'll maybe think we have like a Fireball next turn, so he'll maybe waste a heal to heal this up and not himself, so he can burst him down quicker. Also, with pinging this, if he doesn't heal that, we'll just play a spell next turn and kill it off with the Mana Worm and Mad Scientist if he swings directly. That blows. So he healed it up anyway, and he killed both my creatures. Fuck my life. But we'll get through this, guys. Alright, so Ronin is probably the best play here. If he kills it, that's fine. We'll be able to kill off this 7-1 or 7-3 if he heals it back up with the Arcane Missiles we get. So next turn, I see an Azure Drake and the missiles. Unfortunately, actually, yeah, we'll play. I wish we could play. Yeah, we only can play 2 missiles. We only actually can play 1 because I want a Flame Waker and Azure Drake. So each missile will do 5, and then it'll have. Yeah, each missile will do 5, and it'll get 2 extra ping because of the Flame Waker. There's only 1 card in this deck that can make this work, and that'd be the Sorcerer's Apprentice, and we're only running 1, so I can't really hope for that. So we have to find a different way around him. I'm not sure if I'll just Azure Drake and then play all of the missiles. I think that's the best play here. A Flame Strike is not that bad either. I think that's pretty nice. I think it's gonna kill off 2 of his creatures, and it's gonna leave 1 at 2 health, so we can kill that off with probably a missiles. Or we can swing into it, and then our guy will have 1 health and then ping for 1. Priests really don't have a way to deal with cards with 1 health unless they want to like Light Bomb, which would be a complete waste, or Holy Nova, which again would be a complete waste. And they're not like a mage who can ping, they're not like a rogue who can swing for 1, it's not like a warrior with a weapon, so this guy probably won't die. Okay, so he put up a defense and Azure Drake to draw 1, and he's going to heal himself back up. So this game, it's a little lengthy, but we do have a solid hand right now. We'll probably throw down the, I don't think the Flame Waker is a bad idea right now. We just got to make sure we play the Mana Worm prior to playing these Arcane Missiles. It all works out. Well, actually, let's play Azure Drake. Oh, there's a Sorcerer's Apprentice. We're playing that. We're playing that. The Flame Waker Sorcerer's Apprentice combo, and then we're going to play all of our Arcane Missiles, and this is going to do a retarded amount of damage. That's 15 just in missiles, and then an extra 6 to the Flame Waker. We're going to easily clear field and do an insane amount of damage. Even if he Light Bombs, our Flame Waker will still live, and then we still have another spell in our hand, which we can throw down the Mana Worm and throw down the Shredder. So this was an insane combo that we got to pull off right here, and that is why we're playing Ronin, by the way. Ronin. Fucking monster. We're actually running Ronin and Rag. So like, let's say you don't have Rag, you can replace him with the Archmage. Okay, so like I mentioned before, I kind of got cut off due to the plays, but Archmage is not in this deck. The reason why you would play him, we'll talk about first. Unfortunately, he played Shield Maul, and he's buffing Shield Maul, so this is why we run that 1 Polymorph. Hopefully, we'll draw it. We didn't, but we'll have to take care of it either way. So we definitely want to play the spells before we start playing our creatures. We need to take care of that Drake, so we'll kill off the creatures with less than 3 HP, because if he does pop, we don't want our 3 HP creatures dying. I guess we can ping it for 1 just in case he doesn't have a dragon. He does. 2 creatures live. Down goes probably the Effigy and then the Shredder. We could have played Mana Worm, but that really doesn't put anything crazy on the field. And if he kills anything, like let's say we put down the Mana Worm, he kills it, or he can take it. It's not that good. So right now I guess he could still take the Flame Waker, but it only has 1 health. So he's gonna Corrupt her, kill off our 4-drop. Effigy's gonna pop. We're gonna get another 4-drop, and we're gonna get a 2-drop. Hence tempo. That's not a very good 4-drop. The 4-drop has the same attack as the 2-drop and only a 1 health difference, and there are 2 mana cards, 2 mana difference. That's insane. What a horrible Effigy.
You have been
failed. Anyway, that's 1 win down as the Tempo Mage 2.0. Yeah, so if we win 1 more, we're on the win streak, and then 1 more, we'll win 5 wins in a row. So hopefully we can get 5 wins in a row. I kind of started this recording late, but I didn't think I was gonna make this. I was gonna make this video tonight, but I decided to anyway. Kind of been really busy with school, which by the way, all of our tests are done, so we should be seeing a lot more videos, or at least an increased amount of videos than what we've been putting out. So back to the Ronin topic, which I've mentioned like 3 times now, but we keep talking about the plays. Let's talk about the opening hand. We're gonna get rid of Arcane Intellect, and then we'll keep the other 2. Okay, so Ronin. Yeah, let's say, alright, so you play Ronin turn 8. Let's say he dies sometime in turn 9 to 10. Then you have Archmage, right? And then so because Archmage costs 7, and then the missiles cost 1, you can play Archmage, and all 3 missiles you get from Ronin, you can deal 9 damage if Flame Waker's not on the field, and then you get 3 fireballs from that. And if at that point in time, you should have game. The problem with this combo, in my opinion, is you have to have Ronin before Archmage, which like is a 50-50 chance anyway. You always seem to get Archmage on turn 7. He doesn't do anything by himself. He's a 5/7 that can die, essentially. If he doesn't get a fireball out of him, his value isn't there. And by the time it's turn 7, you've used most of your spells with the Flame Waker. So yeah, and I've kind of ignored the game so far because I'm trying to talk about why Ronin and not Archmage just for my deck. But that's just me. But the combo itself is great. So there's a downside and there's a good side. I am assuming he's playing a Freeze Mage because he played Doomsayer. Just because, so we're never gonna play Mirror Entity, but we are gonna try to kill that off. So hopefully the pings hit it. All right. Both pings hit it, so actually we can ping it with our fireball and swing directly for 2. Let's see if that's an ice block or an ice barrier. It looks like it's going to be an ice block. When you're playing a Freeze Mage, never throw down your Mirror Entity because they know it's a Mirror Entity, or at least one of them is. One of the secrets that you do play, so he knows this is probably Effigy or Counterspell, so it's not Counterspell. And so he definitely knows it's Effigy. And if he knows that after the Effigy pops or your Counterspell pops, the other ones are probably going to be, ooh, missed it! Go play that shit! Give me your ice block. And then we're going to swing for 2. So, if we play the Mirror Entity and he plays the Doomsayer, it not only plays a Doomsayer for him, of course, but it also gives you a Doomsayer, and then when he ends his turn, everything dies, which is the point of him playing Doomsayer. So it's kind of just like he gets the field clear no matter what. You have no ability to kill the Doomsayer, because you summon one. So I don't think we're going to... Actually, we could Flame Strike, not Flame Cannon, just to get rid of that, and we'll swing for 2, 2, and then 4, so we got 8 damage in there. Not bad, not bad, not bad. We played Shredder, so if he ends up, like, doing, like, a flame, like, coining into, like, a Flame Strike, we still get a card out of it. Unfortunately, our field dies. The first one down will be Flame Waker, so the Effigy would pop on that. Unfortunately, we didn't play Mirror Entity, so we didn't get a Flame Waker, and it's very weird. He's playing fucking Flame Waker, because he played one Doomsayer and Cone of Cold. What kind of deck is this guy playing? I have no idea what he's playing. Alright, so Mana Worm will Frostbolt. Hopefully he doesn't have a Flame Strike, because our Flame Waker didn't kill off his Flame Waker. Not a big deal. We'll just ping it down and we'll end our turn. So, yeah, a Flame Strike would be devastating considering both secrets in our hand are, like, useless against this guy. He's already used one Doomsayer. Oh, there's the second Doomsayer. So I guess we can play the Mirror Entities now, and it'll be fairly safe. If he's running, I think he's running this hybrid tempo Freeze Mage. I've seen it played a couple times. So we'll throw down the Mirror Entity, which I don't think is a bad idea now, because there's really no card you would play that I wouldn't benefit from. Even if it's just a Alkaline of Pain, it still allows me to draw. There was really no way to kill that Doomsayer, so it's just ping for face and kind of go with it. And we got a 1/4 taunt and a 3/2 fallen hero. Nice. That's not that bad. I like the Shredder drop again is better than the Effigy drop, and the Effigy had a higher cost value. So it looks like we're getting his Flame Waker, which I will gladly take. And then we're going to be playing another Mirror Entity down. So he's going to Frostbolt, Fireball, our Flame Waker. Wow. Okay, unfortunately, this guy only has 1 attack, and if we use our hero power, it only does 2, and then the 1, so he'll be left with 1 health. So we're gonna have to kill off our fallen. We'll ping with our passive, and then kill it off with the fallen hero. So unfortunately, we don't have that 1 extra damage, or we just kill our taunt card. You got someone asking me if the fallen hero is in my tempo deck. Oh no! Oh no! That's gonna go in the Inspire deck. Came from the Shredder.
You require my assistance.
Archmage, getting us an Archmage, boys. This is nice. So he played Archmage on turn 9, which he's gonna get 1 fireball from the freeze. Probably gonna freeze the Shredder. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh my god, the top deck of the Frostbolt was so clutch. I mean, we would have been able to kill his Archmage anyway, but this allows us to kill... Actually, this is game, because we can Frostbolt face, swing with 5, it'll grant us 2 more fireballs, and we'll be able to fireball twice. Holy shit. What a game. Well, what a way to win. I bet he didn't see that coming. I don't think he saw that coming at all. It's like... Alright. So, is there something else I said we talked about? Looking over the deck list here. We already talked about Ronin. Okay, I guess we can talk about the subtle changes in the deck. So we added an Effigy instead of a Counterspell, which is a little off because most people cut the Mirror Entities, but we kind of saw why. I keep them in here. I just enjoy them a lot more than the Effigy. I found just...
Jaina,
it could go either way. You could run with the mirror entities or you could run with the effigies. It really doesn't matter. It's just depending on how you play. If you want to depend on your creatures, effigy. If you kind of want to keep it going with the tempo, even if you're playing a zoo deck, keep the mirror entities. The only problem though that I find with not playing the mirror entities is this deck falls really short when playing against like control decks, and control decks run a lot of bigger cards. So for instance, maybe not a control deck at hand, but playing Mandalorian, of course. Let's say you're going against a handlock. The handlock is 8/8s all the time. So I've actually won most of my games against Demon Handlock, or just in handlock in general, is because I've been able to mirror entity in 8/8. And so they have no option. They have to play their 8/8. They have to play their Twilight Drakes, because the field by then has 2 or 3 creatures on it. They have to deal with it, and they can't just afford playing like a heal bot instead and copying that. They need to play something to taunt up, and by doing that, it allows us to generate a huge creature, way bigger than what we normally put down. So Imp Gang Boss, really not that bad, I guess. And I think we're actually going against a handlock right now, which is really fucking ironic, considering we were just talking about why we would run the mirror entity. So let's see if we can actually plan one out to see if we can get a mirror entity down prior to him. Like, let's see if we can copy an 8/8. Obviously, we're not copying a Twilight Drake, but eh. Hey, look, there's mirror entity. God damn it. Coincidence? I think not. So we're gonna swing for 3, swing for 2, swing for 1, swing for 1. I'm not really I'm not really worried about the Twilight Drake dying, or our Azure Drake dying, because we have 4 other cards on the field. Though a Hellfire would fuck us deeply. A Hellfire would like slam our butthole against the ground as hard as it would break our tailbone. Holy shit, our tailbone is fucking broken. Alright, tailbone down. We got a mirror entity. Oh, there's the giant! And that's game because we have a giant and fireball in our hand. Oh boy. How unfortunate. Wow, alright, well that worked out quite nice, and that's exactly why I play Mirror Entity and not 2 effigies. Sweet. We got our 5 wins in a row. We are now rank 5. We're making our way downtown, ranking up fast. Here we go. Alright, so we will talk about the deck, continue on from where we were, which was at the very top, because we never started. Actually, should we even talk about this deck list? Because we do have the Tempo Mage, the first one I made, and I go in pretty detail about each card and kind of how it works into the deck. So I'm just going to talk about, if you want to see that part, just head over to the other video and just watch, like, I believe the end of it, and I actually will go over it way better than I will now, just because I'm heading to class in 10 minutes, so I really don't have that amount of time. But we will talk about the changes that we made. The effigy, like I said, I took out the counterspell and added an effigy, because most of the time with the counterspell, depending on who you're playing against and depending, like, if you went first or second, it gets coined out. So let's say your mad scientist dies and then they coin, and then your counterspell pops on a coin. Completely useless. Also, depending on who you're playing, you kind of want to keep, because of the way this deck runs, you want to keep creatures on the field, more so than kind of stopping your opponent from killing your cards. So, I mean, yeah, as stopping, let's say, a kill command from killing your Flame Waker is good, the chances of you counterspelling that card at the right time is far less than, let's say, your effigy pops out and you get another 3-drop just to replace the Flame Waker, so then they have to waste another card to kill it. So it's kind of just, when counterspell works, it works really good, but when it doesn't work, you're kind of losing out on what you could have had with effigy. So like it's kind of a hit or miss. It's always a chance with this deck. It's always a chance with Hearthstone. It's a card game. So it's kind of just like, what are your best odds? There's always going to be odds against you. So I find just this rendition of the deck works for me. You can change it how you wish. Definitely maybe try out 2 Sorcerer's Apprentice, add arcane missiles in here. I have no arcane missiles, and the reason is because we're running Ronin. So let's say you don't have Ronin and you don't have like Rag. Run another Apprentice and a mirror in arcane missiles, or just run 2 more arcane missiles, or cut the flame cannons and run another Apprentice. This deck can be changed. It doesn't have to be what it is right now. We've also, we've already pretty much talked about everything. Alright, so that pretty much wraps up this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Enjoy the Tempo Mage 2.0, even though it's really not a 2.0. It's not a complete redo. There's only I would say, I think 2 or 3 cards changed, but those definitely have added to the deck. And also, if you want to run Archmage instead of Rag, perfectly fine. It just adds another 7-drop, and you already have 2 7-drops. So instead of having 2 8s and 2 7s, you actually are running 3 7s, 1 8. So it kind of just influxes the curve of the deck a little bit, but you can try it out and let me know how you do. Anyway, thanks for stopping by the end, guys. Really appreciate you watching and recommending these decks. Continue recommending them if you want me to make them. I make them kind of what I think you guys want to see, but you saying, hey, you haven't done this deck in a long time, or hey, we want to see this deck updated, I definitely take a look at the comments. I respond as fast as I can, and yeah, glad to hear from you guys. So, I'm Warshack, of course, and happy whatever the hell day it is.